Hey fellow peers, Sofia Static here, and today I'm going to be drawing some multimedia fan art of Worthikids character Captain Yajima. Captain Yajima is a CGI short that emulates the 1960s shows of the time. I was going to do a full digital drawing, but I wanted to get back to my mixed media roots and draw Yajima traditionally and put her against a digital background. I feel like if I went for the full digital route, it would be slightly disingenuous towards the source material and the inspiration for said material. Even though the Worthikids original video was done in CG, it still has this gritty charm to it that emulates Rankin and similar specials around that time. So, yeah, I feel like going back to my roots will make a more satisfying fan art piece. Also, since Yajima was partially based on Barbarella, I chose a photo of Jane Fonda in one of her character's iconic outfits as a pose reference. Watching and rewatching Captain Yajima not only reminded me of my love for stop motion, but specifically of a presentation I did for one of my first semesters of college. It was for a communications class, and basically we could do whatever we wanted, so I did a brief history of stop motion, and I think I tied in its general influence on the entertainment industry or something. So as an excuse to gush about my love for stop motion and its importance in visual media, I'm gonna use it as the basis of today's discussion. If you don't care about me gushing about stop motion or whatever, I highly suggest muting this and putting on some music in the background while you watch this speed draw. I will not be offended if you don't want to hear me rambling. But for those who are interested, here's me basically fangirling over stop motion and its influence on visual media. For over a century now, there has been an art that has been developing and changing how we experience visual media. I'm talking about stop motion animation. Most of us have been exposed to stop motion as kids through films and little holiday specials. They've even become tradition to us. Reason why I'm discussing stop motion today is because it's my favorite form of animation. I've been studying stop motion for years, and there was a point where I wanted to work in a stop motion animation studio. Stop motion animation has been a huge artistic influence. There's an extensive history on stop motion, but today I'll go through the highlights. I will also highlight the major impact stop motion has on today's media. Believe it or not, the concept of stop motion has been around longer than movies, but how exactly did it start? According to 𝘗𝘕𝘰𝘵𝘕, the author of The Art of Stop Motion, he suggests that the Zoetrope was the first concept of stop motion. The Zoetrope was a 19th century trick, where a sequence of drawings would be placed in a special drum, with equally spaced slits along the sides. If you're looking through the slits while the drum is spinning, it gives the illusion that the drawings are moving. Hey, past me, I want to make some corrections here. In the original project, I wrongfully accredited filmmaker and magician 𝘗𝘢𝘕 as being one of the inventors of stop motion, but after double checking my research, it was actually J. Stuart Blackton and Albert E. Smith making the first form of stop motion, which was a short called the Humpty Dumpty Circus in 1898. There's not a lot of records of this. It's one of those lost media sort of things, but implemented stop motion techniques in real time, in a sense. Okay, I just wanted to clear that up. Decades later, animators such as Willis O'Brien used this concept for special effects in films, but with puppets. Willis O'Brien is a pioneer in stop motion filmmaking of the early 20th century. He made metal armatures for puppets so that they can hold any position the animator puts them in. He's most famous for animating Kong and the dinosaurs in the 1933 King Kong film. In the 50s and 60s, animation studios started making stop-motion short films for television, but Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass's works are the most memorable. Rankin Bass was originally an advertising company until they partnered up with a Japanese animation studio where they would eventually make 2D and stop-motion animated short films. According to Priebe, Rankin Bass was one of the first American companies to work with a Japanese animation studio. After years of stop motion mainly being used for small projects, special effects, and commercials, it eventually made it to the big screens. However, it is believed that the first entirely stop-motion film was a 1926 paper cutout film entitled The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, first commercially accredited use of stop motion in a feature film was a political satire entitled 𝘊𝘰𝘳𝘬𝘕, but because there's really no record of this film, you can't watch any clips of it or anything. Like, the only record is like a few still frames of like prop pieces and stuff. It's not usually accredited as the first full-length stop-motion feature film. When looking up what the first full-length feature stop-motion film is, usually the Adventures of 𝘊𝘰𝘳𝘕 is accredited as such, when in reality it was the second. And the reason why it's more commonly accredited as being the first is because there's more record of it. You can actually look it up and watch clips of it, unlike 𝘊𝘰𝘳𝘬𝘕. Okay, I just wanted to clear that. Back to the original presentation. And the first puppet film was The Tale of the Fox, which was released in 1941. However, one of the first commercially successful stop-motion films has to be Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas in 1993. The success of The Nightmare Before Christmas gave Tim Burton a chance to occasionally direct and produce stop-motion feature films such as Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie. So much has changed since The Nightmare Before Christmas, and many more studios are experimenting with stop-motion animation. Nick Park was considered to be the most up-to-date stop-motion animator and producer in the 90s and 2000s, according to Nick Dawson. He helped put Aardman Animation Studios into the public light. He has given us quirky movies and shorts, such as Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, and Shaun the Sheep. In the early 2010s, however, Laika Animation Studios started taking over the spotlight for stop-motion animation. Laika's first stop-motion film was Coraline, which happened to be the first stop-motion film to be shown in 3D. Coraline and their other stop-motion works are known for using 3D printers to make their puppet faces. Travis Knight, a lead animator and producer of many of Laika's stop-motion films, said that Laika Animation Studio is going to bring all sorts of things that enhance the experience of their films. So, their films are going to be a fusion of stop-motion and modern technology. There's still so much involved with stop-motion, from its century-long history, its impact on the animation world, and its general impact on visual media, but like I said, this was mostly a highlight discussion. Based on the typically high praise stop-motion films receive, it doesn't look like this art form is going away anytime soon. It's just going to keep on transforming and moving forward one frame at a time. The Zoetrope was a 19th century trick where a sequence of drawings would be... He's known for making metal armatures of puppets so that they can hold a position for the animators. Travis Knight, lead animator... Oh my god, why is my face itching so much? God. Oh, me. Okay. So, their films are a fusion of stop motion and... One. Barbarella Psychedella. God, I love that film so much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe. What do you think of my fan art piece for Worthikids Captain Yajima? I will take any constructive criticism in the comments below. What'd you think about me fangirling over stop motion? Is there anything that caught your interest? Did you learn anything new? Or did I slip up on something and you want to correct me? If I slipped up, let me know and I'll fix it accordingly. Do you want me to do any more fan art? If so, let me know down below or let me know through my Twitter @SophiaStatic. Until next time, stay safe, stay psychedelic, and reach for the stars, my fellow peers. Bye!